Did you know that nearly 80% of leg amputations begin with something as small and seemingly harmless as a minor foot issue? It's true. Research featured in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that signs like swollen feet, toe discoloration, or lingering numbness aren't just ordinary signs of aging. They're critical warnings that something more serious may be developing inside the body. What makes this more concerning is how easily these early symptoms are overlooked, especially by older adults. Because they're often painless or mistaken for normal age-related changes, many people ignore them until the condition has advanced too far. By that point, the risks increase dramatically, not just for losing a limb, but for heart failure, stroke, or even sudden death. This danger stems from the fact that your feet are often the first place to show signs of poor circulation, nerve impairment, or internal illness. Why the feet? Because they're the furthest from your heart, which means if blood flow or nerve communication is compromised, the symptoms often show up there first. In this video, the Wise Journey is going to walk you through 8-foot symptoms that no senior should ever dismiss. Each one offers a clue to what might be happening beneath the surface, and the number one sign on our list could point to a hidden condition affecting millions. Be sure to stay tuned until the end, because that last sign might just be the most critical of all. We'll also be sharing 3 foods that can help enhance circulation in your legs and feet. Naturally, they're tasty, easy to add to your diet, and may help protect your limbs and your life. Before we dive in, drop a comment below to tell us where you're watching from. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more health-focused stories from The Wise Journey. Now, let's begin. Sign number 8, persistently cold feet. Do your feet always feel cold, no matter how warm the room is or how many layers you wear? If so, it might be more than just poor circulation. It could be a sign of peripheral artery disease, or PAD. PAD develops when arteries in your legs and feet become narrowed or blocked due to plaque buildup. When blood flow is restricted, your feet don't receive enough warm, oxygen-rich blood, which can leave them feeling icy and numb. This symptom is often dismissed as a normal part of aging, but it could point to more serious cardiovascular issues, like a weakened heart or damaged arteries. One diagnostic tool used by physicians is the ankle brachial index, a test that compares blood pressure in your ankle with that in your arm. A major difference may indicate a circulation problem. You can also check by pressing a finger into your foot. If the color takes a while to return, it could signal poor blood flow. Left untreated, poor circulation can lead to tissue breakdown, delayed wound healing, and a higher risk of infections, gangrene, and amputation. Cold feet might seem like a minor nuisance, but they could be your body's way of alerting you to a dangerous underlying condition. Sign number 7. Unusual hair loss on your feet and legs. When you start noticing that the hair that once covered your feet and lower legs has mysteriously disappeared, particularly if the hair loss seems more pronounced on one leg than the other, your circulation is likely sending you an urgent message. The scientific explanation is straightforward but concerning. Hair follicles are among the most metabolically demanding tissues in your body, requiring excellent blood supply to maintain growth cycles. When arteries narrow and blood flow diminishes, your body intelligently redirects limited resources to more critical tissues, essentially sacrificing hair growth to preserve more essential functions. Doctors typically recognize this pattern of hair loss, as it usually begins on the tops of the toes, then advances up the foot and lower leg. In fact, it's so reliable that it's included in standardized assessments for peripheral arterial disease. The pattern often creates what doctors call a sock distribution, where hair disappears in precisely the areas where circulation is most compromised. This symptom becomes even more telling when you compare both legs side by side and notice asymmetrical loss, with the leg experiencing greater circulation issues showing more extensive hair absence. Many seniors completely miss this warning sign. attributing it to normal aging or failing to notice the gradual change altogether. What makes this symptom particularly valuable is its early appearance in the disease process. Studies show it can precede pain or more obvious symptoms by years, offering a crucial window for intervention before irreversible damage occurs. So, the next time you're putting on socks or shoes, take a moment to look closely at your feet and lower legs, noting any hair pattern changes. That might be your circulation's way of sounding an early alarm. Sign number 6. Tingling or numbness in the feet. That strange tingling feeling in your feet, like they're buzzing, lightly zapping, or half asleep, might seem like nothing at first, but for older adults it often signals something much more serious: nerve damage, particularly from diabetic neuropathy. This condition affects nearly half of all people with diabetes and typically begins in the feet. When blood sugar remains high over long periods, it gradually harms the nerves, especially in the areas farthest from your brain and spinal cord. Early on, you might notice a faint pins and needles sensation or feel like your feet are wrapped in cotton. But over time, this can evolve into sharp, burning pain, electric-like shocks, or total numbness. And once your feet lose sensation, you might not realize when you've stepped on something sharp or developed a blister. That's how small, unnoticed injuries can turn into diabetic foot ulcers, which can escalate quickly into infections or worse if left untreated. Doctors often use a monofilament test to detect nerve damage. It involves pressing a fine nylon thread against various spots on your foot to check how well you can sense touch. If you don't feel it in multiple areas, there's a strong chance your nerves are already being affected. Though numb or tingling feet may seem like a minor nuisance, they're actually your nervous system sounding the alarm. Identifying diabetic neuropathy early can be the difference between managing the condition or facing long-term complications. Sign number 5. Severely dry or cracked heels. Occasional dryness on the feet isn't unusual, especially during colder months. But when your heels start to crack deeply, peel, or even bleed, it could be a sign of something more serious than just dry skin. One possible cause is hypothyroidism, a condition where the thyroid gland doesn't produce enough hormones. One of the earliest places this shows up is in the skin. The feet may become unusually dry, rough, and flaky, and the skin may lose its ability to hold moisture, no matter how much lotion you apply. If thick creams don't seem to be helping and the dryness keeps worsening, it could be time to have your thyroid function tested. Another potential factor is nerve damage. When the nerves that control sweating stop functioning properly, something that can happen with diabetes or circulation issues, your feet stop producing the moisture needed to keep skin soft and supple. Without that, the skin dries out, hardens, and becomes prone to cracking. These cracks may seem minor, but they create open pathways for bacteria to enter the body. If you walk barefoot or don't notice the damage, those tiny openings can lead to infections that spread quickly, particularly in people with diabetes or poor circulation. In some cases, what begins as dry heels can turn into more serious conditions like cellulitis or worse. So, if your heels are constantly cracking, bleeding, or feel tight and scaly despite proper care, it's time to look deeper. Your body may be using your skin to send a message that something else isn't functioning as it should. Ignoring it could mean letting a manageable issue turn into a dangerous one. Sign number changes in toenail appearance and growth. The often overlooked changes in your toenails can actually reveal serious circulatory problems before other, more recognized symptoms appear. When you notice your toenails becoming thickened, discolored with a yellowish or bluish tinge, or growing unusually slowly compared to before, your body is sending you an important message about blood flow to your extremities. These changes occur because toenail growth and appearance depend directly on adequate circulation delivering nutrients to the nail matrix, the area where new nail cells form. With reduced blood flow, the nail-generating cells receive fewer building blocks, resulting in structural changes that manifest as brittle, ridged, or malformed nails. The science is clear on this connection. Studies in vascular medicine journals show that abnormal nail growth rates correlate strongly with diminished arterial flow, often preceding more serious symptoms by months or even years. Many seniors or their caregivers mistakenly attribute these changes exclusively to fungal infections. And while fungus can certainly cause similar appearances, the difference lies in the pattern. Circulatory-related nail changes typically affect multiple toes, often symmetrically, and they don't respond to antifungal treatments. The growth rate also becomes particularly telling. Nails on affected feet may grow at half the speed of those on better circulated limbs. This provides an objective measurement you can track yourself. Mark your toenails at the cuticle with a tiny dot of nail polish and observe how long it takes to grow out compared to your fingernails or the toenails on a healthier foot. Some vascular specialists now routinely incorporate nail assessments into their examinations. So, if you've noticed your once normal toenails are changing in appearance and growing at a snail's pace, consider it your body's silent alarm, a sign that your vascular system needs attention before more dangerous complications develop. Sign number 3. Swollen feet and ankles. Occasional swelling after standing or sitting for long periods is normal, especially as we age. But if your feet and ankles stay swollen all day and don't improve after elevating them, that could be a major red flag. This type of persistent swelling is often due to fluid retention, known medically as edema, and can be a sign of congestive heart failure. In heart failure, the heart isn't pumping blood as strongly as it should. As a result, fluid backs up in the veins, especially in the lower legs. Gravity pulls that fluid downward, making the feet and ankles puff up. But swelling like this can also be caused by kidney disease, which prevents your body from getting rid of excess salt and fluid, or liver problems that affect protein levels in your blood. The skin over the swollen area may feel tight, shiny, or even painful to the touch. If you notice deep marks from your socks or shoes that weren't there before, or if the swelling gets worse by the end of the day, it's time to speak with your doctor. You can also try pressing gently with your finger on the swollen area. If the skin stays indented afterward, it's called pitting edema, and it's a key sign that your body is holding on to too much fluid. Don't ignore it. It could be your heart, your kidneys, or both in trouble. Sign number 2. Foot pain at night or when lying down. If you've ever experienced a strange, sharp pain in your feet that seems to appear mostly at night or when you're lying flat in bed, that could be more than just tired muscles or restless legs. This type of pain could actually be a sign of advanced peripheral artery disease, also known as critical limb ischemia. When your blood vessels are severely narrowed or blocked, especially in the legs and feet, your tissues start getting less oxygen, even when you're resting. During the day, gravity helps push blood down to your feet, which may mask the issue. But at night, when you're lying down and gravity isn't helping anymore, that lack of blood flow becomes more obvious, and pain sets in. Some people describe it as burning, throbbing, or cramping pain that wakes them from sleep. Others say their feet feel cold, heavy, or even like they're suffocating. If you find relief by dangling your feet over the side of the bed or sitting up in a chair, that's a strong clue that your blood flow is compromised. This is your body's way of using gravity to help blood reach your feet. But here's the scary part. This stage of artery disease means your tissues are starving for oxygen. If it continues untreated, it can lead to gangrene, non-healing wounds, and eventually, amputation. Doctors call this a medical emergency because it means the arteries are almost completely blocked. A vascular specialist might do tests like an arterial Doppler ultrasound to check how well blood is flowing through your legs. Don't wait for this pain to become unbearable. If your feet hurt at night and feel better when lowered, that could be your body screaming for help. Sign number 1. Dark or black patches on the feet or toes. This is the most urgent and dangerous warning your feet can give. If you ever see parts of your toes or feet turning black, dark brown or grayish in color, seek emergency medical help immediately. These discolored patches often signal gangrene, a condition where tissue begins to die due to a severe lack of blood and oxygen. Gangrene can result from advanced peripheral artery disease, serious complications of diabetes, or infections that go unnoticed and spread rapidly. It might start as a reddish or bruised area that feels cool or numb. As the tissue begins to die, it turns black, becomes dry or leathery, and loses all feeling. In some cases, if infection is involved, the area may swell, leak foul-smelling pus, or become painful. But here's the frightening part. Many people feel no pain at all, because nerve damage has already silenced the warning signals. Once gangrene sets in, bacteria can quickly enter the bloodstream, leading to sepsis, a life-threatening condition that can shut down vital organs. Studies show that for older adults, especially those with diabetes, the presence of gangrene dramatically increases the risk of amputation and even death within a year if not treated immediately. This is not a symptom to wait on. If any part of your foot looks unusually dark, feels cold, and has lost sensation, get to the emergency room right away. This isn't just a health warning, it's a life or death emergency. Now that we've covered the 8-foot signs you should never ignore, let's end on a more hopeful note, with something both helpful and enjoyable. Food. Believe it or not, certain foods can naturally support better blood flow to your legs and feet. By strengthening your blood vessels, reducing inflammation, and improving heart function, these 3 everyday foods can play a powerful role in protecting your lower limbs. Food number 1. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, especially the kind that contains at least 70% cocoa, is packed with flavonols. These compounds have been shown to increase blood vessel flexibility and boost circulation. In fact, research shows that eating just 1 ounce per day can improve blood flow to the extremities by as much as 20% in 2 weeks. Flavonols work by encouraging your blood vessels to relax and widen, which allows more oxygen-rich blood to travel through your system. For the greatest benefit, look for dark chocolate that's minimally processed and low in added sugar or fats. And enjoy it regularly, not just occasionally. Food number 2. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, and mackerel are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, essential nutrients that lower inflammation in the blood vessels and reduce how sticky your blood is. This makes it easier for blood to move through narrowed or damaged arteries. The omega-3s in these fish, EPA and DHA, have been clinically shown to improve circulation to the feet and legs by nearly 30% when eaten at least twice per week. The effects build over time, with the most noticeable improvements seen after consistent intake for several months. Food number 3. Beets and beet juice. Beets are a natural powerhouse when it comes to circulation. They're high in dietary nitrates, which your body turns into nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes and opens up blood vessels, allowing more blood to reach your extremities. Drinking just 8 ounces of beet juice can increase circulation to the legs and feet by about 25% within hours. These benefits can last all day, especially with regular intake. The rich pigments in beets, called beta-caenins, also help lower inflammation and protect blood vessel walls. And if the earthy taste isn't your favorite, try blending them into a smoothie with berries or citrus. The health benefits remain, and the flavor becomes much more enjoyable. These 3 foods are easy to find, delicious, and may help you support healthy circulation, especially as you age. Along with paying attention to what your feet are telling you, adding these to your daily routine could help you stay active, independent, and protected from the very conditions we've discussed today. Remember, your feet may seem like a small part of your body, but they often speak loudest when something deeper is wrong. Listening to them and acting early could be one of the best decisions you ever make. Now we'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these signs? Were any of them new to you? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else. Thanks for watching.